Tonight we reveal the shocking fact that even roadies have birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
We're on tour with rock and roll wild men, the Wildhearts. And we'll be finding out what this bloke is doing with this bit of fence and what it's like working with a rock legend.
There's too many knobs on these things.
In a head-banging, cymbal-clanging episode of Roadies. Although they never officially split up since they were formed in 1991, they've been on the verge a couple of times. Band members did put the Wildhearts on hold while they pursued personal projects and sorted out their heads. So although this isn't officially a comeback tour, they've just released their first record since 1997. It's Sunday morning in Brighton. After a day off by the seaside, the Wildhearts have to travel along the coast to Camber Sands, where they're due to play at the Kerrang Weekender, a sort of indoor rock festival held at an off-season holiday camp. Guitar tech Steve is getting an early start. Meanwhile, upstairs in room 222, the Wildhearts tour manager Gary is trying to wake the dead.
Morning. It's 10 minutes before we leave, and a couple of the band are still in bed, so now what we're going to do is go get a master key, let ourselves into the room and hopefully wake them up. Ginger's normally the main culprit because he goes to sleep late and gets up very late, so this is an early morning call for him, so now we're going to go and try and wake him. Hopefully someone from the hotel will meet us at his room and we'll drag him out of bed. Another surprise, and I never stop getting surprised. I'm doing a room expecting to see one person, find a girl with her arse out, but definitely not with Ginger with her. And Ginger fast asleep in his bed.
Meanwhile in the lobby, the rest of the band are drifting down. And here is our sleepy guitarist and frontman Ginger. Also with the band is a rock and roll legend, the Wildhearts soundman Big Mick, who's been the sound engineer for Metallica for 20 years and who mixes Slipknot in his spare time.
You know, I've stayed in some hotels all over the world, right, and I can honestly say that I think this is the worst one. You know, you're having a shower, right, and the water just goes off. You're standing there, covered head to foot in soap, and the shower suddenly goes off. And then it sort of fades back. First it freezes you, then it scalds you. This hotel is gagging for a lawsuit of some description.
Luckily, for the first time for a while, there's no damages at the hotel, so it's quite a cheap evening's hoteling. So, good news. We're nearly ready to go. Just waiting for one more band member who's going to be extremely drunk when he comes downstairs. Steady the drummer, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. Come on, Steady. We're waiting for you. Get your arse down here. You're on it. You're never on it. Get off it and get down here.
I mean it. It's not funny. Turn it off. I had it.
There you go. Just put it on the counter.
You're not waiting for me, are you?
We are.
On the bed.
Look out up there. Yeah, they
Fucking four of them.
they're trying to
Four
kill us, you know,
fucking
they are.
tickets.
Parking guys, miserable.
We've won.
Before they go, they just want to get one thing straight.
Put the record straight though, Ginger was not with anyone else. It was another guy in his room in a different bed with a different girl.
Yeah, Ginger's wife. It has nothing to do with him, honestly. It was, I promise.
He'll be pleased about that, won't he? After more than 25 years on the road, the appeal of the tour bus lifestyle has faded for a somewhat jaded Big Mick.
Travelling is probably one of the worst parts of this job. Doing the gig itself, I absolutely love doing. You know, when I was young, I used to love the bus turning up. Everybody together, camaraderie of it all, and diving off, going in the services at the middle of the night just to eat some sausage, egg and chips or something. I don't do it anymore. My deal is anything over 400 miles and I fly, which is kind of cool.
Pontins Canberra Sands, hosting the very first Kerrang Weekender. Yes, a couple of thousand happy metal kids will be taking a break from their algebra and their parents and heading for the delights of holiday camp life. Pontins, only a couple of minutes stroll from the beach, where the sea is always warm thanks for the thoughtful siting of Sizewell B nuclear power plant. But it's 3 days of loud guitars, crazy golf, pedal cars, tattoos and t-shirts are what the kids are really here for. There's also a chance to see some of the country's top metal acts, like the Lost Prophets, Cooper Temple Claws, as well as the Wildhearts. It's 3:30. The band have just turned up, and they're late. They're due on stage at 5 o'clock, but Mick isn't worried, and he's already thinking about where he's going to be spending the night.
Oh, it'll be all right. You know, there's a lot of bands on. We're finished by 6 o'clock. We're headlining the show. And so the last band's on till 6, so it's kind of an early show for us. What's more, the question is, what are the hotels like in Rye? One dreads to think, actually.
A weekend away from home has given the kids a chance to dye their hair, make the t-shirt sellers rich, and get that tattoo they always wanted. Does your mum know about it?
The fans, you know, I mean, they're great, aren't they? I mean, you see tattoos on some of the fans. I mean, they have the whole band tattooed on the back or something, or on the legs and stuff, and we're like, wow, yeah, God, what's going to happen when the band doesn't exist anymore and nobody knows who the hell they were or are, you know? I mean, we have some amazing things happen. I mean, I've had kids come up to me and go, you know, I really need to see the band. And I'm like, well, you know, that's really difficult. So does everybody else here want to see the band? And they're like, no, I really need to see the band. I mean, I had one girl in America who came and said that Metallica